On this video, I said that it was today, but it's actually yesterday. I just failed to upload it last night. So it all happened yesterday, not today. So I'll just let you see the video. Some property of mine that I was brought into the emergency with was taken from me by a nurse. So I wasn't particularly concerned when a nurse took it, because she obviously had ID and everything. She was a proper nurse from the hospital. I wasn't too concerned when she left the cubicle with the property. However, when I was asked to leave, I asked if I could have my property back that the nurse left my cubicle with, since I would be leaving. At which point I was informed that security now had my property, and that if I wanted my property back, I would be required to speak with someone at patient liaison to obtain my property back. That security had decided not to provide my property back. So I went and spoke to security. Security informed me that that was untrue. They are more than willing to give patient property back, but it's the in-charge nurse had decided to take the property without my consent. She furthermore decided to lodge it in the security area where it was locked away from me, so I couldn't retrieve it. And she had made the decision that the property was not to be returned to me until such time as I had agreed to speak with patient liaison. Now, my experience with patient liaison at the Royal Melbourne Hospital is that, number one, I don't really care to talk to patient liaison. I have medical needs that need to be taken care of. Patient liaison, they're not medically trained in any way, shape or form, so I have no interest in talking to them. That's one thing that I see with it. The other thing is you can't actually speak to someone from patient liaison. And frankly, the way patient liaison have treated me, I don't want anything to do with them. Period. And, considering all of that, I don't want to talk to you. I don't need anything from patient liaison. What I would like is my property back, because I regard that as theft, to take somebody's personal property and then refuse to give it back unless they do whatever you want. And this whole patient liaison thing, that wasn't the only condition on it. So I think that's pretty much it's a theft, really, to take my property and hold it to ransom to try to make me do certain things or consent to certain things. It's a bit of an issue for me. I really don't like it. If you don't have my current address, then that's because I don't want you to have it. And I'm not going to be threatened or induced or have my personal property held to provide a current address. That's just not going to happen. If you're getting mail returned to sender by sending it to my old address, then you need to understand that you don't have my current address because I don't want you to. I don't want you to know where I am. And so it's as simple as that. If you have not done the right thing by me, or you've not been decent or nice, or you've abused me in the past, or you've done stuff that I've said, you know what, I don't want any further contact from you, then that's where it's at. You can't try to force contact when you've behaved badly and you haven't done the right thing with the person. You can't try to force contact. And so that's where we're at. You're never going to get my current address because you haven't treated me properly. You've absolutely done the wrong thing. You've overstepped the mark. So I don't want to hear from patient liaison. Okay? And I don't want to discuss the current situation, because I've been made aware of a situation which I don't want to discuss with the Royal Melbourne. I've been made aware that somebody who has seen my situation and what's going on, so they know of my current medical status and the things that are wrong with me as a result of not having a feeding tube because they withdrew the service. I've become aware that someone has reported that to the medical board, and I don't want to discuss that report. If that person felt compelled to contact the medical board about the decisions and treatment and care that the doctors gave to me, that's caused me permanent health issues as a result of refusing my tube care. If that person has felt the need to do that, that's not on me. If that person has decided to do that, they're free to. Anyone is free to call the medical board about any doctor or nurse in Australia. Okay, I am not in control of who makes reports to the medical board. It's nothing to do with me. Anyone can make those reports anytime they feel the need to, or want to, or if they believe there's a reason to. And this person, after hearing my story, reading the notes, felt there was a reason to and made those reports. I don't want to discuss that with the Royal Melbourne Hospital. The reports stand. Let those doctors have to explain it to the board, or whatever's going to happen next. I don't know. But I'm not going to help you with that. You have absolutely done the wrong thing, as have the doctors there. Okay, absolutely done the wrong thing. And if you think ransoming my property is going to get a good response, it is not. What's going to happen is you can keep the property. Okay, you can do that. But I'm not interested in speaking with the patient liaison because you haven't behaved yourselves with me. You haven't done the right thing. You've done things like call me up and say, you're not getting medical care because you choose to have a social media account when we've asked you to stop having social media accounts at all, or any presence on social media. I was even offered, we'll give you whatever medical treatment you want, so long as you withdraw completely from all social media. Now, because I don't trust, because of the way I have been treated in the medical environment, I will not withdraw from social media, period. Because I feel that it's unsafe for me to withdraw from social media, because if this is how I'm treated and it's in the public eye in social media, how bad would my medical care or treatment become if I wasn't on social media? You know what I'm saying? So there's that too. So that's another reason I'm on social media, is for my own safety, so that people can see what's going on. The other reason I'm on social media is to try and stop doctors from harming me with experiments or tests that I don't need. And so that I can just, call a spade a spade. Okay, I'm, just here to, I just want it to stop what's going on. I want it to be treated decently. And I firmly believe the only reason I'm not already dead is because I am on social media. And that would look really bad with the medical board being called and then I die. Right? That's the only reason I'm alive, is because doctors are scared of that. Okay? But that's only going to get me so far. But I want what happens to me to be in the public eye, because I'm not being treated properly. I'm not. So I want it in the public eye. And I don't care. Keep the property. Have it. But it is theft. Okay, know this. It is actually theft. Okay. And it's not on to try to manipulate by holding on to someone's property and then demanding that they do certain things. It's kind of like blackmail. It's not okay, and it needs to end. Okay. Now, you would only be doing that if you knew that there was going to be a problem for your staff over what they've done to me. But we all know there's going to be a problem at the board anyway, so we all get that.